These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup.
He does
like you said, so actually no, he would be not completely, it wouldn't be completely and utterly doomed. It would just be mainly really bad.
It would be. As we do see the early dragon to come through, obviously an insane amount of pressure towards the top side of the map generated by Perfect. That Sponge is going to hit 6 as soon as possible, and then that first ult, as we always talk about, is going to be the big thing. And do know Perfect has been pushed up pretty aggressively. Sponge is going to give away immediately that this has been going on, and he isn't 6 yet.
So there's that level 6 like you were talking about.
Perfect knows this. Should know this.
Well, Rascal is still level 4, but that's a very, very dangerous Sponge. And so Perfect is just dead, and that is first blood going over to Rascal. That's going to help him out.
Sponge ideally probably looking for a play in mid, because you want to get as many Ultimate Hunter stacks as possible. Already got the one on Perfect. Got spotted on the wards that were there in the topside jungle. 6 scrubs would be really big here, but looks like KT, while that was happening, was Sponge looking for this play, was able to sneak away too. Still going to hit the threshold for the mites, but not going to feel nearly as good as it could have otherwise been.
Yep. And so Sponge going to be able to take down this last one. Means that he's going to be able to continue his experience domination over the jungle. Maybe it's like 1.2.
Yeah, I don't know how many times Barrow is going to want to do that either. Yeah. Usually, I think we've mostly seen him become Corki, Callista, maybe he wants to go for. But it's mostly been just BDD.
Well, that is going to be a reveal on the Ocean Soul. A little bit of a shame. We did have a Chemtech Drake up first.
Without Equalizer, I think that DRX should feel confident to take this.
Well, still going to be a Glacial Prison connecting here onto Sponge. There's the flash forward. They find the Pop Blossom. Sponge is going to get taken down first, but he does get the ulti out. Still the Teddy's going to get exhausted. That is going to be Rend popped, and Satab solo, the flash forward, and Def just cleans it up. It's a triple for the Callista, and I guess they just didn't need the Equalizer.
Yep, not looking great there for DRX. Rascal even invests the TP, but it doesn't matter. Summoners used, but it's KT that are able to pull the trigger there. Wonderfully done by Pioshik, and Sponge, but wasn't able to get the timing right. And then basically everything snowballed from there. The Nocturne able to be used defensively. Rascal also, I think it was catching the bot wave, so the TP timing.
Yep, they have an Equalizer this time. Is Perfect waiting on a flank angle here as Beryl moving on over, wants to find his angle, does have his Pop Blossom back up and available as there's the Equalizer. Then it steals the Drake! Oh, okay. Well, now Pop Blossom's going to come on through just to try and get rid of this cannon. Rascal going down extremely low, but Beryl is going to pop as well. There goes the Nocturne. Satab's getting chased down by Def, who is so incredibly fed at this point in the game.
But the problem is that they know, so this should be a tough one.
Yep, the Equalizer is going to come down. Great positioning here from Perfect as he does get stunned up and will be taken down, but man, it's closer than it could have otherwise been. Still, it is successful here for DRX. The man in the most dangerous, I'm going to have to hold that thought here as Pleta thinking about going in. Beryl is still extremely squishy. Does eat some honey fruit to try and get himself back up to health. Now they've started off this Drake.
They gotta go.
Is going to connect there onto Def. Paranoia is going to connect, but the Pop Blossom, it finds 2 as well. Sponge is completely out of the fight, but now they dash in. The ulti from Satab is gigantic. And now Pioshik and Perfect, the last man standing. Perfect trying to get himself out here. Pioshik is on basically no health, and that is a gorgeous skate in from Satab. That's going to be bounty gold going over to DRX. A triple kill for the Zeri, and maybe even a Baron.
And it's Rascal, who after having had such a rough split, ends up being the difference. Like a lot of gold onto that cannon. They immediately blow up Pleta.
On an angle, looking like a Sejuani. They are kind of aware that that is not the one. Is going to transform here. Fair bit of damage there onto Pleta, as we can see. Now the extended beam's coming in. Rascal going for that flank angle. And Pioshik, not exactly the target. The exhaust hasn't gone down yet. The Equalizer comes in. Perfect is going to be taken out, but they didn't kill BDD. They didn't kill Def. And KT will punish. This time around, it's not even close. As Teddy, he'll go down in the end, and that is going to be a kill going over to Beryl. That's the ace. That's going to be Soul. It could be Baron. It might even be Game.
And this time around, the crucial members are not found. The dive not quite coordinated enough.
I really like how as well Beryl holds exhaust for Teddy. He's like, slicing Maelstrom, no, just outplay it, guys.
And they did.
So you can just come in, you can take some Mystic shot poke and stuff like that if you want to. As Satab, he's going to get teleported on. That is going to be the ulti to come through. The Paranoia comes down, but Satab, he's going to have to flash over this wall. He's burning, but he isn't going to go down just yet as Beryl's going to transform into Bristle and Sejuani. And Satab doesn't have a lot of ability to keep himself alive as he tries to lifesteal off the wave without too many lifesteal items.
Yeah,
that is going to be the end of him.
With BT, like, maybe you find a way, but he didn't. And now, KT going to continue to push. This is kind of what we were worried about. If you pull the trigger, you don't actually get the fight that you're looking for. It gets very dire very quickly. Sponge also using the ultimate there to try and keep his buddy safe. Didn't work. And now they don't have the ultimate to maybe set up another desperate flank. They do have some wards behind, but they just can't use them.
And Deft is a tank now as well. He's got 4 items. One of them is a Wit's End and that Terminus on top. To be dying anytime soon. One Nexus turret remains here for DRX. As KT still with a minute left on this Baron. They are just going to move on over and take down this mid inhibitor turret. They'll take the mid inhibitor as well. Get another wave in amongst this to try and continue their siege. The big ones starting to really hurt here as the Glacial Prison going to get Arcane shifted out of there by Teddy. That was very good. But now Rascal needs to spend some time on the fountain. He's not going to be there to try and defend this as the Paranoia comes out yet again. Pleta looks for the back line, but he's just going to get burnt to a crisp. And then the snare comes in from Beryl. Rascal can't find anyone with the ulti. It's a double for BDD as the exhaust down on Teddy once again. Make that one a triple. Is this another penta? It's not, because Perfect is going to take away the 4th one. Sponge is going to deny the kill, and there goes the Nexus. Only 11 assists left here for Beryl as they take down game number 1. Yeah, all right. I almost wrote in BDD instead of Smolder there because, of course, BDD did debut the mid lane Smolder when they took down Gen G. An iconic match, of course. As much of a catch him off guard, more like a, I saw you do this and it worked. So let's see whether we can find an angle as well. Searing Charge is going to get a flash out of Pleta, but still, Freeze does come on in and Pleta is just going to go down. That is first blood. Going over to Deft here on the center. DRX, not great news.
Really, really rough there for Pleta. Gets caught off guard. Rakan is one of those characters where it's hard to lock him down, but when you do, goes down in seconds. Nicely done there by the KT bot lane. Early kill going over to Deft. So he's going to be feeling great. He also has a little bit more farm than normally you would because he was in that lane alone.
Perfect spots the fact that DRX are starting this one off. One grub is going to go on over, and now Perfect gonna have to flash away. That is a great interruption, but I think Perfect is still dead. Deft moves over. They need to kill Sponge here to try and even this one up, and I think they should be able to do so. The auto attack does come on through as BDD just going to take his Corgi and look to see whether he can take down this spooky ghost. Is it going to be an execute? That is the question. And has he just managed to get a rocket back? And there's the flash just to make sure that he can get that 300 gold.
That's not too bad. BDD had flash, so he was always going to get the kill. It's just a question of whether or not he would have to use it. So Sponge gets that. Yeah, I want to highlight as well that when KT was able to utilize the smaller mid, there was a lot more frontliners bot lane.
All right, yeah, Call of the Forge Ghost does come down, and that is going to be both of them knocked up. Searing Charge doesn't quite work, but Pleta is just dead. Beryl flashes out of the way, and oh man, that was a clean dive.
I thought at least would have been able to E. I'm not sure if he wasn't able to make it work.
All right, let's see whether they can do it again here as Perfect doesn't have flash. He doesn't have a hope, as even the ulti from Deft not going to be able to save him. And Satab just have to be a little bit careful here as that rocket is going to miss. Pleta looking for an angle. Grand Entrance does come on through. Mom gets angry as well, and BDD could be in trouble. He's trying to stand his ground, but the Ignite's ticking, and there's the flash. Satab going to be able to take down the Corki. Possible 5 on the table here, as there is not really a Nocturne in the area, as Piercing Darkness is going to connect. It's nice that we're getting some Senna here before she is massively changed. Because, you know, I know a lot of people were kind of frustrated by the Senna meta, but I think that it's kind of cool having a champion that's so incredibly different. And Deft has been pretty good on this one as well. It was, of course, employed in spring to take down Gen G that other time they managed to beat them.
That did happen 2 times this year, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
OTP.
Yeah, the Ram's going to come up. The flanking Beryl is going to look for the knock-up. That's going to be Sponge locking down the Dragon. He uses the Paranoia to get himself out as Perfect is going to die. Beautifully played. Can they get themselves out of here, though, is the question as Mum comes down. The flash forward from Deft is going to get a snare onto Satab, but that's a beautiful quickness into that backline. Dawning Shadow, and they lock down the Lightning Rat. Satab gets exhausted as well. A very, very tired little Dragon, and that is a double kill for Pyoshik.
Ends up making it work.
That was beautifully done. Picture in picture, we have Satab dying again. So poor little Dragon. No Mom to come down this time. And just 30 seconds of gray screen for Satab. Already completed, as Mom's going to come down to try and save the turret, and it's not going to work. That is 4 grubs on the side of KT put to good work there. Now Perfect.
Stop bully!
Yeah, he is going to ult the wave and tries to flash his way out. Sponge was not the one tanking though, but everyone's going to turn up, the entire gang. Beryl kind of wishing that he had the ulti, but maybe they can still get something done here, as Rascal does have Teddy waiting in the wings. There might be an overextension here for KT, but the ulti from Pyoshik from downtown. Dawning Shadow says, welcome back, Teddy. Unfortunately, your screen is gray.
At the ready, lock it in hand. KT taking a big win there, especially off of the earlier play where they got the bot side turret. Satab's going to be stacking. The RX obviously still has a decent amount of power, but I gotta say, when it comes to particularly how you utilize the Smolder front line,
Equalizer back off cooldown right now.
there's a flank ward for Rascal if they do want to look towards that. There it is!
Yeah, Paranoia is going to come down. He's looking for that backline, but the Ram is going to be employed. Rascal gets in there, but the exhaust is going to be used this time. Deft gets the shield. They take down the cannon, and the opening salvo not enough here from DRX.
Oh, that was tragic.
As Perfect is actually going back. We did notice that there was a Sponge up here. BDD doesn't have flash, but that is still going to be the Drake going down in favor of KT and the amount of space that they were given. And so they don't really have to fight for the next little while. So Deft and BDD can just play a bit safely. That outer turret has survived for a very long time. And in fact, only 1 turret's been taken here for DRX. KT should be able to get this one on this wave, as there is the Ram to come in. Actually picks the grand exit there from Pleta, but they did enough. They managed to take down this outer turret in mid lane, and KT, they're not going to push any further.
It's up again. Doesn't have the burn yet. Look at the poke coming through here.
Yeah, Teddy taking a fair bit of damage here. Banana Brush control here is king, as Deft looking for some angles, and Beryl's the one flanking. Okay, Perfect still just trying to look out for a cannon. Rascal trying to find a window here, as the Ram is going to get a knock up into the back line. As it sponges what? The Dragon just melted. It is going to be the Drake secured by DRX, but can they keep themselves alive in the fight? That's the question. Sponge gets out of there, but he's not going to be out for long. It's a double kill for Pyoshik. Somehow, Beryl does go down because he was 1v3. KT win the fight, but DRX crucially deny the
Rascal!
Rascal, no! Oh dear, he's going to flash in, looking for Deft here, but the exhaust is too good. And Rascal's going to be taking a nap. Oh, it could have just been that. And DRX might have been okay with it. Still dead. And so Beryl on this flank angle, they are trying to get Sponge into the pit. Can he actually make it in time? Beryl says no, because I'm going to block him, and he might die, but they still managed to get this Baron. Grand entrance, flash out there from Beryl, but I think he's still going to die. Getting 4 members out with this would be important, but they're going to turn onto Satab again. This time he's able to flash his way out.
Wait, Sponge?
Wait, Beryl's still alive.
Yeah, Sponge is behind enemy lines.
Oh dear, Owen Wilson. Let's see what Beryl's just going to say. I don't care about the Ram. Oh,
okay,
cue the
Sponge.
yakety sacks. All right.
Pressure R.
They do get the vision. Valkyrie is available to get over this wall, but there is also this blast cone. And now BDD is going to be able to take a base gate. Sponge, they know where he is because BDD just soared over him. The equalizer is going to go down. Sponge, I think, might be dead. However, the wild goose chase has never been so wild in the history of League of Legends. There's only 2 minutes left on the Baron, guys. You're going to lose a turret for this. It's A-OK. Look at that Red Bull Baron power play. It is still ticking up.
They're just having a giggle. That's what that was.
Having a
They're out on a lark.
Yep.
They're having a grand old time, just running around the map. Could have just been pushing.
Oh, God.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Satab is not very tanky. Arctic Assault going to come down, Dawning Shadow, and everything, the kitchen sink onto Satab, and he's going to get taken out. Perfect. Gifted the kill. They're going to break open the base here on this bottom side. True Shot Barrage wanting to take down BDD. Perfect is going to go golden to block it, and they'll lose the inhibitor. The base race, though, is on as Rascal takes an inner turret on the top side. Like a golden herring?
I don't know if that exists. You know, in the Netherlands, a very popular snack is a raw herring on a bun.
Really?
Onion. Yeah.
Wow, that doesn't sound that appetizing.
I'm not
Maybe
a fan.
it's delicious. As all right, Beryl going to find an attempted knock up onto Sponge. He spell shields it. The equalizer comes down, and he's going to get smacked in the back by the Searing Charge. KT are extremely far ahead. Beryl has got too many health bars. It is kind of absurd. It's an 806 Sejuani here as well, who has just a luxury abyssal mask, because why not?
Hey, there it is.
Yeah.
Woo!
This is kind of ridiculous. Next turret's now taking damage. As Perfect can move up, doesn't have the equalizer, but he does have a flash. Grand Entrance going to be used onto BDD, but it doesn't really do anything at all. This Nexus turret to go down first. Only one remains as DRX are trying to hold on, and Rascal is going to get punished. That is going to be another kill going over to Pyoshik. Dawning Shadow just for the shields, and Satab, he just wants some stacks, ladies and gentlemen. But instead he's going to get permafrosted. He's on the fountain. There's the paranoia, as maybe the health bars are low enough, or maybe they're not. As, yeah, Deft can just heal people if he would like to, if he stops trying to kill people with his Piercing Darkness. And that's going to be the shutdown onto Pyoshik. And Teddy is able to take down Deft as well. Mom gets KT. This is a little bit too happy on the gaming side. And DRX are going to be able to clean this one up.
Aggressive. That's going to be a Hextech Drake and a Bounty.
Yep, there we go.
They also have Smolder.
There is some scaling opportunity.
Okay, no, it's not.
But their base is a lot exposed whatsoever. There is a blue trinket up and available. True Shot Barrage spots out the Baron, and Sponge.
It's okay.
He's not going to go for it.
Just pull a Geo, you know. Just keep clearing those Baron waves.
Yeah.
That was when Smolder was a little bit different from what he is now.
Still gets himself out of there as the rockets are raining in. And yeah, BDD can afford to take a whole bunch of damage because he's theoretically got Deft to just heal him up for forever.
Oh!
And Beryl is just going to look for a knock-up onto Sponge. Okay, they are just going to get towards this exposed Nexus. Dawning Shadow comes in. The Smolder can do nothing! And KT are just going to say goodbye to this game. Yeah, we were saying that things were pseudo up in the air. They were not. And that is going to be Beryl hitting 4,001 assists at the end of this series. They're going to go for the dive as just kill the Nexus guys. There we go. KT, one step closer to the playoffs.
These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup.
As Jonah Strong turns the lights off, there's the spear connecting onto Ona. Cuz looking to push him out and will successfully do so. Now he has free reign on this top side. Ona actually having to go back, and Cuz is going to pull the wave to make sure that Dudu is going to get this crash. Is the spear going to land? And is it even possible for it to miss? As, nope, that's going to be the setup, but it's going to get pounced on. They try to do it, and Ona is there to save him.
So it should be a decent trade, as we are expecting Kwangdong to struggle with his bot lane as Zeus.
Yeah, he's going to hit Minina once again, so he can now harass Dudu out. Dudu does have his Kuldamik. That's going to help that health bar go back up again. Now Cuz with a spear is going to find Ona, steal away the dragon, and Andel's making his way in. They're looking to try and answer that first blood that Ona was able to take away, but the spear is going to miss.
Generally, what you'd expect to get out is a 1 versus 1. Like,
yeah.
Cuz will die as owner comes in, but that said, though, as mentioned, really nicely done by Cuz, not losing his mental, as we know. This guy is very resilient, so ends up getting the Drake steal and the triple grubs. So kind of back on track in that regard with the Nidalee into Sejuani.
Able to get in here, yeah, knows. There is no vision around here as Dudu is going to set up for it. Ona in here. The spear not really connecting. There is the Mega Gnar to come through, and Zeus just picks up the kill, and now Cuz going to be in a whole lot of trouble, looking to try and pounce his way out, but Permafrost is there. They throw down the boulder. He does get the Primal Surge, but it doesn't matter. Now Bulldog's in trouble as well because Kerry is ganking the mid lane. T1 just sort of everywhere right now. This wave is going to go down. Cuz still going to be able to look for some grubs here. That is going to be 6 on the docket if he's able to take these. It looks like there's going to be no Sejuani in the area. T1 will be able to collect themselves a dragon. Doesn't feel great. Just grabbing a Chemtech. Still, it's not bad. And Cuz actually...
Another?
Yeah, wanting to come on over and contest this one.
The dragon going over. And good rotation as well here, actually, from Bulldog to catch that bot side wave without giving up too many resources, catch the wave, and get the dragon as well. Now, Cloud,
Ooh,
it's
love that.
solid, but really, if you're Kwangdong, I think you were looking for Hextech. Hextech could have been really, really big here, given the amount of poke that you have available. Obviously, we're always going to appreciate Cloud, but there are teams where I feel like you get a lot more value out of the...
Could be a thing, or could be not. Spear going to connect onto Carrier. Faker going to look for an option onto Andil, but he just presses the Eclipse button. He should be okay. Bulldog just trying to bounce around. Zeus in mini-Nas, kind of susceptible. As Spear once again connects, but this Rift Herald will belong to T1. True Shot Barrage a little bit late. Is going to do a bit of damage, but otherwise not too much. And Dudu looking to try and grab some local gold, taking down this outer turret. And that is going to be first turret blood going over to the Renekton as well. Actually kind of a big deal, trying to get him back into this game.
Yeah, I don't mind the call here. You see Kwangdong, they were really playing that with 1 foot, basically looks to be answering that. But do note, they did get 4 grubs, so at least going to have a little bit of additional pushing power. That's some ultimates gone though. We'll see. Guma just going to pick this up, and particularly when you have your summoners available and when you have the BT, MF just feels like she rules the map with.
Really nice. Okay, Spear going to connect onto Gumushi into the backline, but that's a great Magnet Storm onto Bulldog. Unable to actually finish him off as Faker ults in, doesn't quite find the ulti, and in fact will just go down. Leaper was right there and grabs himself the kill. That should be Soul Point going over to the Kwangdong Freaks, but they'll have to sacrifice their outer turret in mid lane in order to get there. Because we'll go on over, collect that dragon, that banana brush, but there are a lot of waves that need help, and so Kwangdong Freaks should be able to get this.
Wave needs to be caught, and there, the fact that Andil makes it out and Faker overextends, and we saw this in the previous game as well, those ults, if he hits it, look at the kill on Bulldog, but instead, it's been hit or miss, and I think mostly towards the miss column as Guma is
Solar Flare coming in. It's a lot of damage from Leaper as the Glacial Prison comes down. Bullet time is decent. Leaper actually having to get out of the way of that one. Andil's really dead as Cuz realizing he's not going to be able to find an avenue in, and Leaper is still on the run. Zeus gets in there with a teleport. Does have to invest that one, but this is an inner turret that they could theoretically be taking down, but instead Ezreal says no.
So easy for T1 to contest the mid wave.
I think it all comes down to whether Bulldog can string together this Cosmic Drive as he's going to hop into stealth. I think Owner actually spotted him just there. We did see the vision, but still not enough to actually save this outer turret in mid lane. That is going to be collected by Leaper. Vision now of it, and Faker will be able to clear out this outer turret. That will answer. And Cuz on a ward here, as we can see.
It's about to time out, but with Faker also pushing, I'll have to see if Kwangdong, I think they need to pull the trigger and just start this dragon, force Faker to TP, and otherwise they're going to lose an inner.
Well, Kwangdong Freaks, they have started it up.
There we go.
Just throwing a lot of abilities into it. Owner is going to get pushed back. He can wrap around in time, though, to go for a bit of a 50-50 as there's the teleport from Faker. Carrier going to get slowed down here. As in position is Owner. There's the Magnet Storm, not exactly getting the most value, as now Leaper is looking to push Faker away. Carrier is going to be taken down, and Zeus, he will hit the Mega Gnar, but he's not going to be able to stop this soul from going down. Faker is going to have to rebind his soul, and now he's 1v1ing against Sleeper. Meanwhile, Zeus is going to fall down, and the Kwangdong Freaks are going to win the fight. Oh, Faker taken down, can't unbind the soul in time. And is that just Baron as well? Doesn't have his ulti, but can still do a lot of damage on this Aurora. Look at how fast he is. It's kind of nutty. True Shot Barrage not really going to do anything at all.
Owner has flash.
Yeah, Owner is still here. This is still really, really risky for the Kwangdong Freaks. They do have vision now.
Oh, Atlas.
T1, can they save this? That's the question. Bullet time comes in. They're going to try and take it down. It's Guma that takes it. Of course it is. They have to sacrifice themselves. None of the Barons stay up. But if we can't have Baron, you can't have Baron, says T1.
And Dudu, man. Keep Zeus out of the... So Zeus did TP back in.
He did. He might kill Cuz. That Primal Surge was pretty good. That is going to save him. Situation there. Dudu is going to be taking an outer turret here on the top side of the map, and the splits continue with Aurora in the bottom line.
As you're saying, there is actually no Red Bull Baron Power playoffs run.
Leaper is playing real hard. It's okay. Gumayushi going to get taken down really, really low. This is 3 items on the Ezreal. He is a big deal. And that is going to be inner turret taken. No Baron, but yeah, still a whole lot of sieging power.
So walk up to mid wave into an Aurora.
Well, Owner is just going to go in. Glacial Prison does go wide as Faker eats a fair bit of damage there, but the Primal Surge is going to keep Bulldog so healthy. And now he's able to dash forward, finds the circle. Gumayushi is going to immediately flash out of it, and Owner, he cannot press Q to get out of that one. Still, Cuz will be eliminated. They trade junglers, but Faker's going to be taken down, and Dudu is an absolute monster. And that is into the backline. Bulldog, he's looking for Gumayushi, but he stays alive. And he's got the Bloodthirster, but I don't think he's got Crocodile protection. That is not covered in his insurance policy, and there's a reason for it. True Shot Barrage not going to work out. Dudu is underneath a turret.
Oh, I thought that maybe that was going to be enough, but they do waste enough time to at least stave off the game for now. But realistically, this is going to be both the Elder and the Baron going over to Kwangdong. Get even just a game for Kwangdong would make their chances of making playoffs so much better.
Well, Zayas being put into a circle with a bunny girl who is favored by the Dragon Lord. And Zayas is just going to have to try and kite it out as best he can. Andel's going to be here as well. The Baron is going to go down in the meantime. So Wallop coming on through doesn't really matter too much at all. And so Zayas will be falling. Cuz should be able to activate it with the red buff. And there it goes. Owner now out of position as well, as Dudu should be able to lock him down. There's Zenith Blade for the setup, and Leaper grabs that kill himself. Faker is in the bottom lane though. Gumayushi was setting up this inner turret in the mid lane. True Shot Barrage looking to try and cancel some of these backs though. You can see he's going to sail past where Gumayushi was and not going to be able to hit Faker. So he gets back home. But now you've got an inhibitor down on the top side of the map, an exposed inhibitor here in mid lane as well. And Kwangdong Freaks, they are all business today. It's all about taking this one down. It's into the circle. They go Faker. It's going to be eaten by a dragon. That's 3 on the floor in the blink of an eye. And in the same amount of time, Kwangdong Freaks finish off the Nexus. They're 1-0 in this series and playoff. I also really like Equalizer and the Chains of Corruption because you can really lock someone down. And with the fact that they have a Vi for guaranteed lockdown and a Nautilus for guaranteed lockdown. And now it is going to be a little bit of respite as Owner.
Wait, Cuz?
Gonna get spotted here. Cuz, oh god. We've seen this timeline before as Cuz gets in. He's not able to steal it away, but Owner is now in trouble. Carrier inside the pit. Gumayushi trying to get rid of Leaper here. The spear is going to miss. Bulldog comes down, puts them in a circle, and that is going to be 2 swift kills. Faker going to go down as well though, and the Aurora is on the board. Is kind of how my mind works. And we're going to be cantering over, or is that more of a trot? Looks like more, that's a canter, there we go. That's going to be Carrier connecting to the wall. There's bullet time, and is he just dead? He is. Cuz going to come on over, pounces on down. Now looking for Gumayushi, spear not going to connect, but they've got a huge minion wave. Guma has to get out of here, he's going to miss all of that CS. Oh no, is he going to miss his life? No, he's not.
You're like, oh!
Yeah, he's just wishing he was playing Nasus instead, you know, so he could just sit there and continue.
Man, I wish
just
we saw more Nasus. Oh boy.
Oh dear, okay. There's the all-out into the wall. Andel's going to come on over. Doesn't even need to press any buttons yet as the Equalizer goes down and doesn't do too much. And Gumayushi had almost gotten here.
Wait.
Oh, does have Chains of Corruption, and Dudu might actually stick around. Oh, there it is. Is going to charge this one up as Dudu, he gets the shield, he flashes. Is the Ignite going to be enough? Cuz is going to turn up in the Primal Surge. Oh, Andel's also going to survive this one as crashes to get the shield. Kwangdong Freaks can do no wrong this game. What is going on?
Oh, Atlas, that is a tilter right there.
Oh, they're still looking for more, though. Not out of the woods just yet, as there is Owner making his way in with that Vault Breaker. Cease and Desist is going to connect it. Andel goes down, and T1 not standing for these shenanigans.
Oh, that was a little dicey there for a second.
Oh, Faker's in a circle. Bulldog doesn't find the Q, does manage to get some of the other abilities, but the Q's the most important one.
Make sure that they actually get something towards the top side now. A kill for Guma, kill for Owner. And they're still behind in gold, but without it, I think the game would not have been technically over, but would have been in a really rough spot. They still are going to have to find a way to deal with Bulldog, though, because he is, again, getting plates, Malignant is ready, and an early kill has really accelerated him.
Of the grubs, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to. I don't think he's going to risk it.
So the big thing here is that Dudu has to TP bot to catch this wave, otherwise Zeus is just going to get free plates. But Zeus still has TP, so now there's the threat. If Kwangdong overinvest into a attempt to deny these grubs, they might get punished. You see Zeus as well, look at his positioning. And none of it.
Yeah.
Unless...
We'll see whether they can actually clear something out. As Leaper and Andal are going to move up. That's Carrier going in. Finds the knock-up onto Leaper. Cease and Desist comes in as well. It's decent layering as the bullet time comes through as well. But Gumayusi's going to survive it. Cuz throws a spear to Narnia. And he's not going to be able to pick up anything. That is just the bottom lane dead.
Not only do Leaper and Andal walk in, but with Cuz they feel a lot more confident. Heavy investment. It works out amazingly. Guma, that is going to be one juicy back. Ready too late is Zeus, I think he are dead.
He might be in trouble unless he does some pretty extraordinarily cool alcove things, as he's going to try and use the equalize, but unfortunately he is in a circle and he is not getting out. Did do a lot of damage there to Cuz, but he has the ability to heal himself back up. His owner is going to return the favor by taking down Shelly on the top side of the map.
How does Rel get that kill?
Well, you see...
Andal didn't ignite, like it's Rel of all the champions.
Hooves. Well, only
on the ward.
Yeah, waiting. Not actually starting up this dragon just yet. And on vision, Kwangdong Freaks don't really need to worry about it as they're going to go in. Circle does go down. Bulldog immediately turned on and exploded. Andal finds a decent Magnet Storm, but they're still not able to find any kills at all. T1 will wipe them out in this fight. And Dudu is just trying to flash for his life. There is an outer turret here, but Cuz and Leaper are out of this one, and T1 can go for a dragon if they'd like one.
That is going to be the dragon, and I think T1 might be looking for a dive as well. Faker's pushing the wave.
Yep, Dudu is going to turn up, trying to push them back in here. There's the all-out onto Zeus, and Harpoon, with the help of Piercing Arrow, is going to be able to take him down. Faker is finally going to turn up, find some Sand Soldiers to deal with this misfortune, and Cuz he knows that he's dead. He's going to see whether he can take Zeus with him. The answer is no, but at least he gets a flash. But T1, they'll also get a turret and the first Mountain Drake of the game.
And it looks like Kwangdong get the jump onto T1, but for an AFK gold lead. We also have the Mountain Drake going to Demazeus.
He is going to get crashed into. Nice spear is going to connect there from Cuz, who does make his way down. Gumayusi is also dead because Bulldog has the ability to put him in a circle, and immediately Kwangdong Freaks are going to fire back against T1. They might even be able to get some good damage on this outer turret.
Yeah, I'm like, go to Nash. There's no Nash. We're 80 minutes in the game. This is an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah.
And just, I think like us with our conversation about apples, felt like there was a moment of respite. It looks like he will be going for that Wit's End next. Mid lane turret's still going to fall, so that alone not enough to bring Kwangdong fully back into the game, but it does show. Can't underestimate this team out because they're still looking.
Well, that is going to be some vision taken out here. Shattering Strike going to be avoided with that Vault Breaker as T1 gets some Banana Brush control. Spear almost connecting onto one of the wings of the dragon here as Bulldog.
He needs to make his way over. I don't know if he's going to be in time. I think this dragon is gone. It's more about can they find the fight.
Yeah, they do manage to get on top of Bulldog, who just puts a circle in the wrong direction. Equalizer also just sitting in the middle of nowhere as the Drake is still getting amongst it. But that is just going to be the kill onto Andal. It was in no man's land, unable to do anything. Still somehow Kwangdong Freaks are the ones with control of this Drake. And Cuz is over the wall, so he's not going to be able to get a smite in there. It is going to be the dragon secured here by T1, but can Kwangdong Freaks keep themselves alive in the fight? As Spear connects on Gumayusi, but there is no follow-up. And Kwangdong just couldn't really decide what to do. They will be able to find that little hit onto Owner, who goes down exceptionally low. Same can be said for Bulldog as Gumayusi gets in there. He is going to sacrifice himself as Empress Divide will take down Dudu, and Owner is still alive. That's an ace, because Andal was already dead from before.
Basically pre-firing, that can work, but you can't have that play and not be coordinated. And then from that point on, Zeus is just roasting them on the other end of the fight. Baron in the picture-in-picture has been taken, and it's yet another, I think, Atlas in this final week of playoffs. We are going on day one to a game number 3.
Yep.
Final week of layup to playoffs.
Yeah. It's also going to be possibly the first loss for Cuz's Nidalee so far this season, which is a kind of crazy thing to think about.
Not to someone of tier 1. So we have Stopwatch for Zeus. We have the Banshees as Oguma.
Bulldog is going to put Bulldog into a circle and just take him down. Emperor's Divide is going to come on through, but Faker is also dead. That is Leaper falling as well, though, and you cannot cross the veil when there is an anchor coming from Carrier still. Spear's not going to connect. Andal not tanky enough. And T1 just have enough firepower with the members that they had left. That's Equalizer to help them take down Bulldog, and Owner is just a carry in his own right. He's 6-0-4 on this bye. And so I guess they don't need their damage dealers, I'm doing air quotes right now, because they've got Owner. They've got this Rumble as well, who does so much work, and Carrier can keep them in place. That is one heck of a way to reach 1,000 kills, as Owner is just going to come in and take the team fight into his own hands.
Pick up the Mountain Soul here.
Yeah, Spear is going to break the shield on Faker. He's standing on a ward. Doesn't really matter, they're going to be able to take this inner turret. And the rotations should be pretty comfortable if they'd like to just make sure that mid wave is shoved in, get the Kwangdong Freaks as far away from this Drake pit as possible, get themselves a Mountain Soul, and then that would be absurd. That is going to be the Chains of Corruption absorbed, and now Bulldog's going to do it again. He bounces to the other side and the other side, and then Kumishi's going to get out of there. Does use both of his summoners, though, as now Dudu thinks he may have found an opportunity as Owner. He goes in, they're going to turn the fight on its head, but Owner's the first one to go down. There is the T1 follow-up, as Zeus, the walking barbecue, is going to be able to clear them all out. And so Owner's dead, but then he's got the rest of his mates to take care of it.
Gumayusi also staying alive in that one, making great use of his flash, and we are going to a game number 3 here, Atlas.
Yeah, we definitely are. That is going to be the first Nexus turret going down. Carrier is going to also bring Nautilus out of his losing streak. The man was definitely underwater when it comes to being able to win, and is finally going to pop his way out on the shores of Bilgewater today and bring T1 to game number 3 against the Kwangdong Freaks. Yeah, you could also just get Faker on a flank angle. He could also maybe just find some sort of wall to set up and then throw everyone into a fight. That might be the way to do it.
Because it's going to start up the grubs.
Yep, I believe full information going over to the Kwangdong Freaks, and they definitely have it now, as first grub is going to be taken, and so top and bot side trade, and you can understand why both teams are aiming for the options that they went for. T1 trying to accelerate towards some dragons, and it's going to be a triple grub start here, as well as Owner being able to set up for a potential dive.
Oh,
Carrier going to find a Winter's Bite onto Andal here, and now Owner is going to make his attempt. Let's see whether they can lock them down, as he does pick up turret aggro. Owner's only level 5. There is the flash out from Andal, and now T1 looking for it once again. The teleport does come in. They're going to be able to kill Leaper, but can they get out? That's the question. The answer is absolutely no. The Gnaw is going to clip Carrier, but he stands beside Gumayusi. He's going to see whether he can save him. Dudu and Andal trying to fight this one out. The flash comes out from Carrier, but it's not enough. As Caitlyn! Gumayusi able to get the kill back, and it's a 2 for 2. It means that you then get trapped. And yes, there is a delicious cupcake, but you also die. And so that's not good. As Andal's going in, whether he likes it or not, Cuz going to come on through, is able to heal him up, but it's not enough. Carrier shows them the door, and they're going to have to take it, unfortunately.
Owner is, but you see the moment that they spot Cuz towards the top side of the map, Cuz runs down. Demolish is going to do a good amount of damage to this turret.
Yeah, Andal, he has to get out of here. He is going to be able to hook the wall, but the turret is very much dead. And I don't think there's any way that they can actually get back there. So Caitlyn doing her job, rotating around, taking the turrets where she can. And this is where the gold is going to really start exploding for T1. Usually as well, so first item is completed. Leaper without a Trinity Force just yet. It's not going to stop the Kwangdong Freaks from being able to take all 6 of these grubs.
Ooh, okay, so this is the big thing now. What T1 need to avoid is take, like, usually it's the third dragon, but it can be the second dragon as well. So you're feeling great, right? You're ahead, and then you take like second or third Drake, and then Tristana gets like a turret and a half because she has 6 grubs and she's Tristana.
What he's doing, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get through this one, and it looks like Kwangdong Freaks just going to call it off.
Oh, look at that. Faker was even on his way as well to respond to a possible play.
Yep.
Not going to be the case.
Drake going to be taken, and that is going to be T1 now evening things out. It's another Mountain Soul. So a Mountain Rift couple of times here in this series.
He's going to utilize these grubs. Do note, first airbot has already been taken towards the bot side, as we did see Guma pick that one up very early as, a punish onto Zeus.
Oh, the Nara's going to be blocked by the ulti. Zeus going to be able to try and get himself out of here, but you can't dodge that one. The hook going to come through there as well. The wallop comes down. A lot of chain CC. He flashes the spear, and it's just enough to get him out of dodge.
Oh, man. I don't know if Kwangdong can really do a whole lot here. If T1 is entrenched, they have to walk past soldiers, you have to walk past Braum.
And he can't really do that. He is a wall. As there is the ace in the hole. Ona comes over. Bulldog wants to try and push him away, but there's a nice stun onto the Tristana. Able to get himself out of there, but the Heartbreaker moves Ona forward. Still, Bulldog gets the heal and is going to be able to keep himself alive. That hook was, almost good, but it did spell the death of Andal. And Dudu, look at that Naba. It is gorgeous.
And some of the health bars are low, but they got to use this Maganar, and I don't know if that's the timing. I don't think a whole lot's going to come from this. They're going to try and bully them out. Bulldog is back.
Yeah, Bulldog's going to be able to make his way into this fight. They're not going to have Andal for this one.
Oh, it's not happening.
The spears aren't really connecting. That's a headshot from Gumayusi as Cuz.
Right. Oh my god!
That was kind of cool. He's going to be annoying. They're going to be able to take down a turret, and now Cuz is trapped in a circle. Still, that is going to dissipate, and they are going to be all right. So they're going to be able to trade Soul Point for outer turret.
We have Bulldog that is getting bullied out by Faker, right? This Azir in the 1v1 has been a really, really big threat.
Laners with teleport in hand. They can come down for this fight if we do see anything actually erupting.
T1 also can gift this up, which we haven't really discussed yet. If they don't think they have a good opportunity, as never mind, TP coming in.
Yep, they're not going to be giving this one up. Teleport to come through from Zeus, looking for Bulldog on a flank angle. They will be able to find him there. Azona taking a bit of damage himself. Faker looks for Bulldog. There is the rocket jump out, and Bulldog with teleport available. His Buster Shot now on cooldown though. So Dudu, he's turned up. Looking for a few more stacks onto that Nava. Zeus hops forward, puts them in a circle now. That is going to be the Drake, secured by the Kwangdong Freaks, but can they find the team fight? That's the question. Faker goes golden as the house just goes over his head, and Gumayusi takes down Leaper. Cuz is already dead as well, but they do at least save the soul, and Andal might even be able to get out. Oh, just barely.
Here, we've seen this one before.
Yep, they are just gonna do Baron. Carrier puts up the door. Kwangdong Freaks are in the area, but Dudu is not. And so this Baron going down lower and lower, but yeah, this is not exactly going the best. Still, can they get into the pit? The answer is no. They are taking down the Aurora though, and T1 need to get themselves out of here as quickly as they can. They'll sacrifice one, but they'll get themselves the Baron. This doesn't get him.
Oh, Inner, I imagine, is the goal here.
Yeah.
For T1, and I think they should be able to get at least that, but that's not the most insane power play in terms of Baron that we've seen. As, oh, look at that.
Yeah, that is Andal taking a whole lot of damage.
Stopwatch here for Faker.
Andal has to be really careful, Dudu. Not a lot of Nabar, as that is a very short hook. Andal's going to have to flash. He does so to get himself out of here. Bulldog, this flank angle is very scary as T1 all grouped up. And the health bars on Kwangdong Freaks are getting lower and lower. They're going to have to commit to something as there's the hook. It's going to connect onto Zeus, but that is the kill onto Andal. Zeus down so incredibly low. The Meganar comes in. Faker going to get walloped off to the side. Bulldog has to flash to get himself out of the way, and there is the Mountain Soul. Emperor's Divide doesn't do a whole lot, but that's because his targets are already dead. Leaper gets over the wall, and Gumayusi will wipe him out. T1 now just trying to get the stragglers here as Dudu wanting to chase after Carrier, but Gumayusi going to protect his support this time around. And Cuz going to need to try and pounce his way over some walls, and it looks like Ona doesn't even really care because Zest's going to turn up, and Cuz's time is coming to a close here as he does pounce on over towards Zeus. Also keeps himself relatively healthy, but there's that burst that we were waiting for. Zeus going to be able to lock that one down, and it looks like T1 are marching towards the finish line here in this game number 3. A bit of a slow start after dropping game 1. This is looking all but over. An assumed one, right?
It was, and they can still beat DRX, that's Braum.
Yep, that's a hook. That is a dead handle. There is nothing you can do about that one. Gumayushi just walks up to point-blank range and shoots the Big Daddy in the face. That is going to be that. That might just be Baron here from this one as well. There are a lot of traps they're just not standing on, as Leaper trying to clear the way to get himself over here. Wanting to land some poke as Faker is hit by a spear. That's important, but the Baron is just going to go down. And now Leaper is inside a circle and destroyed. Yeah, he wasn't between worlds. He was just taken out of one. Should be able to keep this Siege minion alive, as Bulldog will be able to clear out that wave. Just don't know whether it's going to be enough here, as Nexus turrets might need to be tanked, and that could be a little bit of a stretch. But here in the top lane, they're going to be able to take down that inhibitor as well. And I don't think Bulldog has delayed for quite long enough. As you can see, Faker even getting to work. Bottom lane, this is going to only extend this gold advantage further. It's now ticking over to 10,000. Op inhib.
Okay,
Well, they're big. And now T1, they are going to be pushing, but Kwangdong Freaks might have them where they want them. Leaper probably shouldn't be frontlining. Don't have a lot of other options. Oh god, okay. Bulldog almost just executed as Faker is going to look for him. Buster Shot gets him out of there as these Nexus turrets going down so fast. They're in between worlds as Owner is going to take Handle out of it. Dudu now in trouble, gets hooked up by the newly constructed Nautilus. And Bulldog goes down as well. The rest of T1, they get on top of Leaper. You can't flash that one, cuz. And that is the double kill for Gumayushi. The ace comes through and T1, they stomp Kwangdong Freaks into the ground at the very end there.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.